There we go. Basically, Adobe's journey with AI and machine learning. So a little bit about me. I'm a product manager on our developer platform team, and I also moonlight in developer relations once in a while, so that's why I'm here today. Adobe as a company is one of the older software companies. We're going to celebrate our 35th anniversary next month. And we've had a research team for the last 20 years, back when what we now call AI and machine learning really was just research. We've had algorithms, we've had photo research teams, imaging teams, and I'm telling you a little bit about the transformation from a product company to a platform company and why AI is important for us. All right, this one does not work. Oh, it does. So Adobe. Most of you probably think of Adobe when you hear Photoshop or PDF. When we talk about Adobe, there's actually 3 very distinct businesses and 2 different customer groups. We have the creative side, which is Photoshop, Illustrator, and the creative professionals. We have our document cloud, which is PDF and Adobe Sign. And we also have our digital marketing customers. And that is products like Adobe Analytics and Adobe Experience Cloud. And we are in the business of building experiences. On the one side, for the creative users that build assets using Photoshop, that manipulate photos, create imaging. On the other side, it's marketers that use our products to build products for brands and their customers. And for those brands and customers, they need to stay relevant. They need to produce content that is contextualized and need to keep up and be able to stand out. So for them, intelligence is one of the tools that they can employ to make their content and their brand stand out. So I'll just play you a little quick video of some of the things that our teams are working on. Let's see. There we go.
Using your smartphone to create a
if we have sound too, maybe?
So easy. What if we can tap into the power of artificial intelligence and machine learning to transform bad portraits into good ones? Let's take a typical selfie and transform it so it's more flattering. Here we'll make it appear as if the picture was captured from a distance more typical of a traditional portrait shot. You can apply automatic portrait masking to instantly give your image a pleasing depth of field effect. See a style you like? Simply select it. And in one click, you can edit it like a pro. This is just a peek into the future potential of mobile portrait photography, powered by Adobe Sensei.
So Adobe Sensei, that is the branding that we apply to our intelligence services. We currently have about 50 or so features in production across all of our different product lines. A few weeks ago, we had our big creative conference in Vegas with 12,000 creative professionals. We announced a number of new additions to the Sensei feature set, and we have about 200 or so in development. Up until now, the product teams really have been empowered to build these things on their own, and each product team has been working with the research teams to figure out features and functions that empower their products to be more intelligent. And all of these things sort of have been happening in a silo. Going forward, though, we realized that in order to sort of standardize what it means for something to be part of Adobe Sensei, to be part of the official intelligent feature set of Adobe, we need to apply some criteria to what it means to be Sensei. We are not planning to be a general framework like AWS or TensorFlow. For us, in order to be something Adobe Sensei branded, it needs to follow into the digital experience category. So the first big bucket that it needs to fall into needs to bring magic technology to experience. We need to delight the customer. So whatever it is that you're building for your customer, it needs to delight them. They need to be able to say, you know what, I want to play with that. This is really cool. Let me try that as well. Next. Clicker is giving me a hard time here. OK, so one of the first sort of big criteria is whatever the feature does, it needs to discover what is hidden. And this is an example from our product called Adobe Target, which is basically a personalization tool for marketers. Generally, when you're a marketer, you create different experiences for different user segments. You have like somebody coming to your website for the first time will see something different than somebody who's been there before, has purchased something from you. You know something about that visitor, so you want to personalize that experience. What segment discovery does is, as a marketer, you have your predefined segments, but there's probably unknown segments to you that you will have never found on your own. So the discovery feature here and the Sensei feature here is to help marketers discover new segments. So it might be a segment that is users from a search engine on their second visit that have never purchased before, but they're most likely to purchase now. So that is one of the things around Sensei in helping you discover what is hidden. The next criteria is to accelerate what is slow. So again, as users of Adobe products, especially Photoshop users, you could spend hours and hours and hours and hundreds of hours to help manipulate a photo. And face-aware liquify makes that process for you much, much faster. So what you could do here is basically adjust the expression on somebody's face with just a few sliders. You could make somebody smile, you can make somebody sad, just adjust the expression with just a few simple sliders. And I am not a Photoshop user. That is, the Creative Cloud side is not my forte at all, but I can use that. And so it helps me speed up a process and help build experiences. The next category is decide when it matters. So again, this is helping to identify, clicker, areas that where you need to take action. Another feature from our Target product is around auto allocation. So you might have running several different experiences and several tests at the same time. And Target will identify when one of the recipes, one of the tests is winning. And so it will auto-allocate your traffic to that segment while still continuing the test in the background, but so you're not losing out on your conversion rate. So you can maximize conversion while still continuing to run your test. The next two criteria for something to be Sensei is to serve the creator and respect the consumer. And that respect the consumer is really important to us, and these are really part of our corporate values to make sure that, there are ethical implications in AI and ML, and we want to make sure that we don't surprise the customers with things they might not expect. Just because something is intelligent doesn't mean it needs to be unethical. So up until now, Sensei has been delivered within the products themselves. These features were all part of their standalone product sets. We really have not taken advantage of the fact that other products within the Adobe group might be benefiting from it as well. There we go. Having some clicker problems. Bear with me here. There we go. So here are a couple of the examples broken down by the various product areas within Adobe. But in reality, all of these services are APIs. They're internal APIs. And there's absolutely no reason why we can't productize that or why we can't make that available to external customers. For example, image tagging. We have a product, an asset management product, where as you upload images, it applies metadata around it. We also have a stock product. Same thing. You might be able to, you want to filter by different meta tags. So there's no reason why each of those teams needs to build their own Sensei features. So with that, we're thinking about Sensei as a service, APIs that are available not only internally, but also to our customers externally. And all of that is part of our cloud platform. This is the team that I'm a part of in the developer ecosystem. We manage APIs on behalf of Adobe. We also have tools like a serverless runtime that we developed alongside IBM as part of the OpenWhisk project. And also I/O events, which is my product, basically a notification system to subscribe to events. And APIs and Sensei as a service falls into our charter. One of the first Sensei services that's been made available externally is coming from our Typekit solution. So Typekit is a font service, so you can purchase individual fonts, and the visual search API is pretty fun. You take a picture of a font, and it will give you related fonts or fonts that look just like that. And it even works with things like you take a picture of a banana, and it'll show you fonts that would look like that banana. I mean, it's, we have a blog post about this. So if you're interested in font, if you work in fonts, a really fun project to check out. Sensei services are delivered as part of our Adobe.io platform, as part of the console, the same place where you generally get your API access. We also have Sensei built into that. And I'll show you one quick example of a use case that we're building for right now, which is around a custom workflow using assets. So some of our big customers on the marketing side are enterprise clients that manage all of their digital experiences using our product. And they have workflows using assets. So if you're somebody like BMW or Nike, you manage all of your imagery in our experience product. You manage your landing pages, your mobile experiences in those tools. And the use case here specifically is as you upload images, like if you're a retailer and you have a product catalog, you get your images from a bunch of different sources. You might do your own photo shoots, you might purchase product images from somewhere, but you have standards that you need to adhere to make those images appear on your website. You might have to have a certain background, cropping the images to a certain size. You want to make sure that they have quality standards beyond just resolution. You might want to create little color swatches where you have different color options. If your shirt comes in different colors, you need those little icons that show the different colors. So the Sensei services here that we're working with is you upload all of those assets into our repository, and various Sensei APIs are running against those assets. They check for the image quality, they crop the images automatically, and all of that is customizable and trainable for each customer. So somebody might look at a square crop, others might have like a wider crop, and you can update the background, do the swatches, and then send that over to the Experience Manager platform, where you then build out your digital experiences. So pretty mundane example, but in reality, a lot of our customers do that manually or with a lot of manual intervention right now. So by making our intelligent features available as APIs, we can cut that workflow down into minutes as opposed to hours and a lot of manual work. So this is just one of the examples that we're working on towards exposing our AI features and where we're thinking APIs will help us scale. And I'm happy to chat with you afterwards. I'm trying to make up some time, so I'll show you one more video that just summarizes some of the features that make up the Adobe Sensei feature set. Maybe. Let's see. There we go. And that's it for me. Enjoy the rest of your conference and have a great lunch. Thanks.